Hi guys, welcome to this retrospective, and in this video I will be doing my predictions for the Royal Rumble. So first up we have Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. Though Uncle Howdy is going to play a factor in this somehow, I don't think it's going to be in person. I think they're going to save that for the Bray Wyatt match. But I do think Bianca Belair is going to retain in this one. I don't feel like Alexa Bliss is the right person with the Raw Women's Championship going into WrestleMania. Unfortunately, I feel like Bianca's set up. I personally think Bianca's going to face the winner of the Rumble, who I will reveal later on. But I think this story's been really interesting with Uncle Howdy and stuff. I'm interested how he's going to kind of play his part within Alexa Bliss's character and what this will all result in. But I don't think we're going to get the end of it here. I think more progression between Howdy and Bliss is going to happen over the next few weeks, probably towards WrestleMania and whatever Alexa will be doing at WrestleMania. I think it's too early to reveal all the plans all at once. Which is a similar thing with Bray Wyatt in his match. But I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, for me this one, it just makes the most sense to have Bianca retain and go on to defend at WrestleMania. I know that we've got Elimination Chamber before then, but I do think she's going to hold it all the way through to WrestleMania. So yeah, Bianca Belair to win this one. Next up we have Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight in the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. What this is going to entail, I have no idea, at all. I don't know whether for me the first thing I thought was it's going to be cinematic, but then I don't know whether they want to do that with so many fans in the arena, so I'm really not sure what to expect with this one. I'm hoping it's going to go more kind of pretty much a lot better than the Swamp Fight, a lot better than the House of Horrors match. I know Triple H is now in charge and stuff like that. I'm just hoping it doesn't kind of become a mockery of itself. But I also kind of want it to be like a one and done or one and every so often type thing. I'm hoping that Bray Wyatt doesn't have all these stipulated special kind of matches for himself all the time. But for me, I think in this one, it's the hardest one that isn't the Rumble to predict. But I'm going to go with LA Knight for this one. I feel like Uncle Howdy is going to somehow cost Bray the match, which will keep their feud or whatever. I don't know if it is a feud or any, just their storyline going. I think it's going to go on for a while. I know people want Bray Wyatt versus Uncle Howdy at WrestleMania. I feel like we should have it at next year's WrestleMania and just keep it going for ages. I feel like having it at Mania would kind of be triggering too early. I feel like there's a lot of stuff they can do with Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt, especially if you get factoring Alexa Bliss and any other characters they want to bring back as well, or debut even. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a case of Howdy keeps costing Wyatt until he kind of snaps, or it's revealed that they're one of the same or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it just out of pure curiosity. I think LA Knight having his first debut pay-per-view match against Bray Wyatt is really cool. But I feel like he's going to get the win, but it's going to be through shenanigans. And following that, we have Roman defending the WWE Universal Championships against Kevin Owens. For me, I think this is the easiest pick of the night as far as results go. I think Roman's going to retain. I can't see Kevin Owens taking the belts off him at this pay-per-view. I couldn't see it 2 years ago, and I can't see it now. I don't think it's not the case if Kevin's not at that point. I feel like he will eventually be world champion again at some point. I'm just not sure when, but it's definitely not now. I think the only time you bet against the bloodline is more towards WrestleMania, or literally on WrestleMania, I mean. Yeah, I can't see Roman losing them now. I think it's going to be very much a case of a Sami Zayn or Cody or Rock type situation. They're the only three I can see taking them off him, but it's definitely not going to be Kevin Owens. I feel like it's going to be a good match. I'm surprised they haven't added a stipulation, just because they tend to do better with stipulations than without, compared to other matches they've had before. Obviously we've not had this match for a while, so maybe I'll be wrong. But I did enjoy their last man standing match 2 years ago. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good match. I think Sami Zayn's going to play some kind of involvement in it, but it's not going to be a case of Roman losing him. Yeah, I don't know whether Roman will turn on Sami at the Rumble. I think it'll be the Raw after the Rumble where Roman might turn on, or the Bloodline might turn on Sami. But as I said, it should be a decent match, but Roman Reigns is 100% going to retain here. Next up we have the Women's Royal Rumble match. For me, I think the winner's going to be Rhea Ripley. I can't see it being any other woman at all. I think if anyone else is going to do it at a push, it might be Raquel Rodriguez or Liv Morgan. But for me, this match belongs to Rhea Ripley. She's had a great year. Her fit in the Judgment Day has been perfect. The role with Dominic has been fantastic, and it's actually made me more of a fan of the Judgment Day than I have been since it was created. But as I said, I can't see it being anybody else other than Rhea. But I think it's going to be an enjoyable Rumble just because we don't know who's in it. You know, as of today, which is Friday. So the Royal Rumble's tomorrow, and we only know 7 women who are in the match, which I think shows. I don't know if it shows a lack of women on the roster, but the fact that they haven't declared people like Bayley, Becky Lynch, you know, as well as many others on the roster, just shows. I don't know if it shows a lack of depth in the women's division, or whether they want to keep a load of secrets for who's going to be in it. I've got a feeling a lot of returns are going to happen. A lot of legends might show up as they do in the Women's Rumble. Maybe some NXT call-ups. For me, I'm going to guess 2 returns for each Rumble. My returns for this one is Shotzi coming back from her arm injury that she suffered, I think it was like 6 to 8 weeks ago, and I think Chelsea Green is going to make her re-debut, and that's how she's debuted on the main roster. There's been talks that she's been signed for months now with WWE, and they just haven't found something for her to do. I feel like the Royal Rumble would be a great place for her to, as I said, re-debut. But yeah, as overall winner, Rhea Ripley, hands down in my opinion. And finally we have the Men's Royal Rumble, and I think Cody Rhodes is going to win this one. This pick I was a lot more confident about before Survivor Series, and then all the stuff with Sami happened, and then we had the trial of Sami last Monday on the 30th anniversary of Raw, and I've got a feeling that Sami might get it, or we're going to be in a situation where Cody wins it, but it's going to be a case of everyone wants Sami and they're going to boo Cody, like a similar to Daniel Bryan in 2015 and 14 type situation, which you have to really survive through anyway. But for me, it just makes more sense for Cody to win it, in my opinion. I think he's a good threat for Roman. It's a person Roman hasn't faced in a long time, so it's not like a repeat feud. Whereas I know that Sami again is a similar thing. He's not faced him in a while, and he'll know all the secrets of the bloodline for being in it for so long. But for me, I don't see Sami as a world champion, and I know that a lot of people won't like that. Would probably say I'm stupid for that, but I just don't see him as world champion. And well, to be fair, I didn't see Daniel Bryan as world champion, and yeah, we've still got that, so I don't know. But for me, my pick's been Cody for months now, and I'm going to stick by it, even though Sami might make a difference. The rumour of The Rock coming back, I really well hope not. I really don't like The Rock when he comes back. You know, when he beat Punk in 2013, I didn't like that. When he beat Cena at WrestleMania 28, didn't like that. So I would be against The Rock coming back, but then he's since said that he won't be in ring shape for WrestleMania, so maybe he won't come back. There's been talks of Steve Austin facing Roman, but I think that would be a step back as well. We need to be putting, present day on the roster, people on the roster in the main event at WrestleMania, not Stone Cold and The Rock again. I feel like that's kind of times past, and we need to look at the present instead of relying so much on the past. It's why I'm so happy Goldberg hasn't been around recently, even though we're coming up to Rumble season and WrestleMania season, and there's been no murmurs that he's coming back either. But yeah, for me, I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes. Returns for the Rumble, I'm going to go for Robert Roode, who I know hasn't been around for a while, but I know that he's cleared to wrestle, I think I heard a while ago. And because we've not seen him in a while, it'd be a good return. I feel like Triple H would use him a lot better than Vince, and he certainly proved he will, as he was NXT champion. Another person I think will come back is Riddle from his arm injury. think it was his arm injury, as well as rehab and all the stuff that's been going on in his personal life that got spread all over Twitter, which was awful to see for him. But yeah, I think having Riddle back is going to be alright. I'm not Riddle's biggest fan, but if it's going to, I think it's like good for the fans as a whole. I know he's very popular, and I think the whole point was to let him go to rehab and then come back for the Rumble. It made perfect sense that his injury was put as 6 weeks ago. So yeah, I think Riddle and Road come back. I think Edge might make an appearance as well, probably. Maybe throw out a couple members of the Judgment Day, something like that, to carry that along. But I think this is going to be a really good Rumble, definitely compared to last year's. I think both of them are going to be really good. I'm looking forward to the unknown of the women's, and I think the half of the Rumble we've seen declared already for the men's is going to be really cool as well. It's a really stacked Rumble, which I'm looking forward to. And of course, Royal Rumbles in a whole are really enjoyable. So yeah, really looking to the pay-per-view premium live event overall. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So those are my predictions for the Royal Rumble tomorrow. I think it's going to be a really good show overall, as I said in the last part. Do leave a comment below who you think is going to win the Rumble, as well as the other matches, and what you're looking forward to going into WrestleMania. I feel like this Mania is going to be really good in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think this is where it all begins. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, as I said. And as I said, like the video, share, subscribe, notification, all that bollocks, you know what it all is. And I will see you in the next video.